Miss Danreael here, and I have a word for you. So look, level up. God wants you to level up. The verse for this video is Psalms 115, 14 and 15, which reads, "May the Lord give you increase, both you and your children. May you be blessed by the Lord who made heaven and earth." So look, if you really think about it, like, God wants you to be blessed. It says he wants to increase you and your children. If you ain't got kids yet, your children, when they come, you know what I'm saying? Like, God wants you to be blessed. So it's time to level up. You know what I mean? It's time to let go of those things that you're thinking about that's keeping you in bondage, that's you thinking about what could have been, what should have been, what would have been, what could have been, would have been, would have been. Like, you thinking about too much. You thinking about way too much old stuff. God wants to renew your mind, and he wants to level you up. Like, can you even think of what your level up will look like? Like, what would your next level look like? Take a wild guess. That little car you driving, that little Mazda, that little, Nissan, that little whatever. Can you think of what the next level up would be? That little apartment you living in, that little studio, that little one bed, that little house, that little stanky little boyfriend, stanky little girlfriend. Like, can you imagine what your next level up would be? That little 30K you're making a year, that little 10K, that little 40K, that little small business, that little, all that stuff, that little stuff. Can you think of what your next level up would be? I know I can. And it says God wants to increase you and your children. It says, may you be blessed by the Lord who made heaven and earth. So imagine that, the God who made the universe, the God who made all of this, created all of this. Imagine that. He wants you to be blessed by him. So imagine what he can give you for your next level. Imagine that. It ain't gonna be no lack. It ain't gonna be no poverty. It ain't gonna be no low income. It ain't gonna be no food stamps. It ain't gonna be no Section 8. It ain't gonna be no raggedy boyfriend cheating on me today. It ain't gonna be no girlfriend cheating on me today. It ain't gonna be no little apartment, no little one bed, no little whoop-de-whoop car. It ain't gonna be none of that. Because this is the God of the universe we're talking about, the God who created heaven and earth. It says he wants to bless you and increase you, but the thing that you have to do, that thing, you gotta let go of your old ways. You gotta let go of the way you thinking and how you gonna do it, and you gotta submit all of your ways to him so that he can establish your plans. And guess what? He has plans to prosper you. God wants to renew your mind. He don't want you thinking about this and that. He wants you to have a mind of peace. And I want to remind you that perfect peace is in him. It's not in nothing you got going on. It's not in no substances, no addictions, no relationships, no ideas, none of those things. It ain't no peace in those things. That's why you're stressed out. That is why you're stressed out, because you don't have no peace. Perfect peace comes from God. Perfect peace comes from his holy word. Perfect peace comes from honoring your body like it's a temple. Perfect peace comes from loving your neighbor like Christ loved us. Perfect peace comes from doing the right thing and having a righteous mindset and having integrity. Perfect peace comes from doing your kingdom work and being in God's will for your life. So look, remember this when you are, you're being content, or you're in a place where you have lost your faith or your hope. Remember that the Lord wants to give you increase, both you and your children. He wants your family to be blessed, not just you. He wants all of y'all to be blessed. Remember this, and I want to remind you that this God, this Lord, this person who wants to give you these blessings, he created the whole heaven and earth. He created you. You're here because of him. I want to remind you of this because this is something that we often forget. This world is so full of distractions and disqualifications. And when I say that, the world wants to disqualify you. It wants you to be insecure. It wants you to be not content. It wants you to spend all of your money on these vices and these widgets and gadgets. It wants you to spend all your money so you can be, again, being a rat in the crumb race, grabbing the crabs in the barrel. It wants you to do all that, but God don't want that. He wants you to have peace. He wants you to have financial security. He wants you to be okay mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. He wants you to be satisfied. And I want to remind you that your flesh will never be satisfied. So those things that you're doing to feed your flesh, you won't be satisfied by that. You won't be satisfied by pornography, masturbation, marijuana, cocaine, crack, drugs, sex, money, gambling, relationships. You're not going to be satisfied by none of that. You got to get your perfect satisfaction from the Most High God. The way you do that is you get a relationship with him. Get a prayer life. Start to pray. Ask God to come into your mind, your heart, your space, your business, because he wants to be there. But you got to ask, and you got to give him that door. You got to open the door. Like, you feel me? You have to open that door for him to come. You have to invite him. Be like, just like you invite so-and-so to your house every other night that's not your husband or in your life, invite God the same way. Be like, Lord, come on over. Come on into my space. I got some chicken in the microwave. You feel me? Got some salad, got some smoothies, got some tortilla. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on over. Same way. Just because God isn't here in the physical presence doesn't mean he isn't here in his presence and in his spiritual presence. You have to invite him. You have to tell him to come on over. Come on in. Give him that space and have an ear to hear. He wants you to be increased, and you are staying on this same elementary level. It's crazy. Crazy. The Lord wants to increase you. He wants you to be blessed. He calls us blessed. A lot of us, we are chosen by him. Like, we're handpicked. You are handpicked by the Most High God. He wants you to be blessed, and he wants to use you. So you have to get into that place where you can do that. Start trying to do some kingdom work. Before you do your kingdom work, you need to be a kingdom man or woman, okay? And how you do that? Have a relationship with God. Get in his word and understand the type of way he wants you to live. Come into his ways, his statutes, his commandments, his laws, his precepts. Come into those things and honor your body like it's the temple. Watch what you eat. Watch what you consume with your eyes, your ears. Watch what's coming out of your mouth. Watch what's in your heart. Watch what's in your spirit. Watch who you're around in your environment. All of these things are so important because you have to be in the right place in order for God to even be with you and connect with you, and for you to connect with him. So look, don't forget that the Lord wants to increase you. His intention is for his children to be blessed, and his intention is for his children to do what they're supposed to do so that they can be blessed. You can't just be living like, the Sauls and just doing whatever you want. You can't do that. You have to do what you're supposed to do so that you can get that blessing, so that you can be increased, so that you can level up. Level up. Let's go. It's 2024. Feel me? We getting older. We ain't getting no younger. Start doing the right things so that God can increase you and your children, and so that he can bless you. So look, I hope this message blessed you. I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.